I'm sure everyone here understands some of the dangers that law enforcement officers and first responders face on a day-to-day basis. However, irony sets in when citizens call the police over situations and then the next day, week, or month, the same citizens are protesting against Back the Blue. Being a law enforcement officer or first responder comes with many challenges but also many achievements. House Bill 645 states that if a crime is committed because of the victim's actual or perceived job as law enforcement, firefighting, or an emergency medical technician, then it would be considered a hate crime, just as a person who is targeted because of their race, gender, or religion. With much research, I am able to understand House Bill 645 and bring to light some of the issues that law enforcement officers and first responders face on a day-to-day basis. Just think, who shows up when you get in a car wreck, when your house gets broken into, when your house is up in flames, or when you're sick and need to go to the emergency room? I can go on and on. Those people who show up to help are called cops, firemen, and EMTs. They miss holidays, birthday parties, anniversaries, and etc. to protect their communities. While you're enjoying Christmas dinner with your family, they're in their patrol cars having to pick up fast food. I appreciate these men and women and tell them thank you. It's up to you to support this law so that law enforcement officers and first responders have a voice if and when they are targeted in a negative way. When their lives are in danger, let there be consequences and penalties for the attack on police and first responders. After this speech, I hope you not only gain an understanding on how dangerous law enforcement is today, but also gain an appreciation for all law enforcement officers and first responders who risk their lives every day to go out and protect their cities, praying they make it home safely that night. Now I will explain how this law affects law enforcement officers and first responders and the benefit of having this law passed. House Bill 645 will impose an increased penalty to the subject that committed the crime against a law enforcement officer, firefighter, or EMT. The law states that the offense against a law enforcement officer, fireman, or EMT will double the penalty. If an officer or first responder is killed deliberately and the suspect is convicted of a first-degree murder, they will be sentenced by the court to imprisonment for life in the state penitentiary without parole. If convicted of second-degree murder, they shall be imprisoned for 20 years to life in the state penitentiary. Anyone convicted of capital murder will be sentenced to death or to life in prison. Governor Bryant was and is very supportive of this bill, as he started his career as a sheriff deputy. According to the official Officer Down Memorial page, in 2016, there were 144 line of duty deaths and 34 canine dogs killed. Just this year alone, 2017, there have been 34 line of duty deaths and 4 canine deaths. For more information on this, go to www.odmp.org. Take a moment and observe those numbers. In just 2017, and it's only April, that's 34 mothers and fathers who have lost their children. Those 34 lives mattered, and those lives were taken from them. In today's world, I strongly believe there's a war on police, and it's a risk most law enforcement officers are willing to take because of their passion for the job. Although it's an underappreciated job, they choose willingly to put that badge on every day and go to work. From a thief at Walmart to a fender bender at Wendy's to someone on drugs with a knife, cops are the ones having to deal with these situations on a day-to-day basis. Now let's discuss how law enforcement officers and first responders deserve more respect. Police officers choose to deal with complex, dangerous, and confusing situations that lie in a part of society that most of us don't come from. Therefore, we pretend they don't exist or realize that they exist. On a daily basis, cops see the worst elements of humanity. Law enforcement officers and first responders have to operate under extreme pressure with professionalism and also have to show respect to those who do not always return the favor. It is a credit to them. These law enforcement officers do this even while wondering whether their life will be put in danger is yet an even greater credit to them. So thank you to all law enforcement, firemen, and EMTs. Thank you for being kind to women and children who are victims to abuse. Thank you for choosing to walk in the middle of messy situations and still be there to try to do the right thing. Thank you for spending so much of your own time on and off duty helping and protecting your communities. Now I will discuss how important it is for them to make it home. Have you ever started to worry because a family member hasn't made it home at their usual time? It's pretty common for cops to have a call come out right at shift swap. Yet, the passion of the job keeps them going even after a 12-hour shift. Sometimes your mind starts to wonder and worry. Imagine if the person that you love so much isn't coming home again. It's a sickening feeling to think someone would harm a cop or first responder simply because of their job title or because of the laws they stand behind to protect every day. House Bill 645 this coming July will double the penalties for people who target law enforcement, firemen, and EMTs. It's sad that this law even has to be a thing. Please pray for the families who have lost their spouse, father or mother, or their child, simply due to the hate and disrespect of unlawful citizens. In conclusion, I hope that I have provided enough information for you to support Public Law 645, and now I will summarize why it's important. While I was doing research, I came across that House Bill 645 was signed by Governor Bryant in March and will become a law on July 1st, 2017. It's time for our state to take a stand, but honestly, it's time for our whole country to start defending law enforcement, firemen, and EMTs. The negative connotation some put on police is oftentimes disheartening because of truly how much our police, firemen, and EMTs work and have a passion for what they do. Endangering the life of a law enforcement officer and a first responder will come with major offenses. Although this law will not completely bring to a halt the dangers that law enforcement officers and first responders endure, it is a positive thing. The penalty is not sufficient by any means, but it is, however, a step in the right direction. For American law enforcement, it is a step in the right direction for American law enforcement and first responders. Who will protect your towns and cities without cops and first responders? I urge you to support laws governing the protection of law enforcement and first responders because without them, our police will be harmed. Police haters knowingly endanger cops' lives simply because they don't appreciate what they do. But it's simple. Follow the laws. Personally, this is all too familiar to me considering someone I care for immensely is an officer. And I can only pray he makes it home safely every day.
Good. Done good.
So this is Max, and he works for Macomb Police Department. And that's my boyfriend. And then these shirts, a few people in Macomb got together and did this fundraiser, and they made shirts for everyone, and they put the officers' names on them, and all the money they made from the shirts was given to a family who lost their officer, her husband. They gave all the money to her. So, there we go.